Alright, so we finally get to do my favorite one of the... Well, of the three in LEGO Star Wars, but also just favorite Star Wars movie in general, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, just like it says there. And we start off... Did it freeze? No, okay. We start off in space. Wow, who would have thought? Star Wars in space. It's like it's like a new paradigm or something. Obi-Wan and Anakin in space. I'm sorry, I nudged my headphones there, trying to scratch my head. In a space dogfight, basically. We're starting off with a vehicle level, and that was awful for kid me. Apparently, that wasn't Obi-Wan in that Jedi Starfighter. That was Wilhelm, Jedi Master Wilhelm. Everyone's favorite Star Wars character. Yeah, this, like I said, this is a level that was hard for me to beat as a kid. And I remember one time I asked my dad to beat it for me, and he did. And then something happened, and I lost my save, and I had to do it again. I forget if I eventually did it myself, or if I got my dad to do it again. There's your barrier. The thing that stops you if you take too long. The thing that will kill you if you take too long. Ah, jeez, hang on. Headphones were slipping off my head. Oh wait, those are our guys. Those are the clone troopers. Ships. Whatever they're called. The ships, not the clones. I know the clones are clones. And then you got some of the droids flying around. You got those guys, which I always thought were cool, because they're droids that transform into spaceships. They're like Transformers. But they're not Star Wars Transformers, which is, you know, really honestly a big missed opportunity. And then if you saw those kind of... I was going to say triangular. I guess triangular is not the right word. But that one right there that he just shot down and just flew past the camera. And that one as well. And then another one. Those ones contain buzz droids. And I remember them because I had one of the sets. And it was kind of awesome. I loved it. Just a ship that flies around and it opens up a pod and releases a little droid that attaches to your ship and tries to saw it apart. Honestly, not. I wouldn't call that very sci-fi, because I wouldn't think of... Because I don't... Is this the beginning of the level? Because I don't think of sci-fi as, like, as primitive as, like, oh, I'll send this thing at you and it will cut you apart. I always think, like, lasers and explosions and bombs, which cause explosions. But explosions don't necessarily have to come from bombs. It can come from, like, crashing your spaceship or your reactor melting down or something. I don't know. If you couldn't tell, I'm not much of a sci-fi guy. I prefer fantasy. Which is why I decided to start with Star Wars. You know, have my first Let's Play be exactly the thing I said I like. I mean, I like sci-fi. I just can't think of many genre or many series where I'm like, yeah, this is really good sci-fi. This is primo sci-fi. But then again, honestly, I can't think of many fantasy genres. But we'll go again, same genre, it's just series. And many fantasy games, series, again, forgetting the word series. Many fantasy series where I'm like, oh yeah, that's some primo fantasy right there. Besides, like, well, obviously Zelda, because I'm a big fan of that. And like, I don't know, Has Been Heroes has some pretty good fantasy in it, even though it's got also, like, kind of modern stuff, like a phone, which I think is really more of a joke item. You're not supposed to be like, oh man, this world has phones in it. People just be like, texting each other all the time. No. Trine's also a pretty good example of primo fantasy. And I also kind of like the feel of the... I was going to say Dragon Age. No, I don't play Dragon Age that much. Or really ever. Not that it's bad. Oh no, do I gotta start over again? No, okay, we're back here. Dragon Warrior, or Dragon Quest. That's what I wanted to say. And I called it Dragon Warrior because the only one I've played is Dragon Warrior 3 on the Game Boy Color, which was apparently an NES game that got an SNES update, and then a Game Boy Color update, which I think is kind of funny. They updated it twice. It was so good they did it twice. It's also funny to me to think of a game that was on the NES and then they're like, you know what, this game was so good, let's make it again on the SNES. Not even like, or at least as far as I know, not even updating the visuals. Just like, yeah, just put this NES game on the SNES. Because it's really good. And, you know, I don't completely disagree with that. Or, you know, the statement that it's a good game. Like I said, it's a kind of fantasy I like. I like RPGs that let you pick your party members instead of being like, okay, well, you're at this point in the story, here's Tifa, here's Brock, because we just decided it's time for this character to join you, and they have a name and a face, except some games, like, you rename them, even though they still have a face and a personality, so it's like, why do you even rename them? Whether they Pokemon? Well, that cutscene ended abruptly. But okay, we made it. 3! I swear I had 6 when I died. I guess I didn't save. Even though when the last I checked the total, when it said 6, that was after I collected one after I had died, so I don't know where they went. Oh, that wasn't the mini-kits, that was from the True Jedi. Oh, okay. Well, forget me then. And I completed one of the mini-kits, which is cool. And now you know what happens when you complete one. You get money. And then we can also look at it in Dexter's Diner, but we're not going to do that right now. I think I'll make that a bonus episode. Just going around looking at the ships that the mini-kits make, trying to keep talking so I don't get copyright claimed by the music. So after that dogfight, we crash into this vessel that I think we were going to anyway. Is this a space heater? I don't need this here. Everyone knows space is already heated. See what happens when we force shake that? Oh, just money. Okay. I should know. Oops. I don't know why I thought that was the put away weapon button. I already know that's attack. Ooh, look at that. General Grievous. Excuse me. It's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, if I haven't already said that. I don't think I have, but just in case. Oh, we use the Force on the door. That's how we do it. Exactly like in the movie. You know, they use the Force on the door, and the door explodes. Yeah, you better. Uh-oh. Oh, there's one left. Oh, he didn't die. Jumping seems to be a good tactic. I'll try spinning. That's a good move. Oops. No, I was trying to reflect the bolt that never actually fired. And then we turn this panel into a platform. Turn that panel into a platform? Is that what it is? I can't really tell. And then we failed to jump up, apparently. Honestly, that part kind of reminds me of Metroid Other M. Because I remember there's a part where they teach you, or maybe not necessarily teach you to wall jump, but it's a part where it's like, hey, if you want to continue, you gotta wall jump. And it kind of ends like this. It goes up like a kind of pipe-like thing, and you jump out of it onto an incline. Well, not an incline, you know, the upper platform area. And, you know, just because I brought it up, I will mention I do like Other M. I don't care what other people say. Other M is a fun game if you don't play it for the story. I kind of get why people don't like the story, but I also feel like people go overboard when they talk about why the game is bad. Yeah, if you want some hot takes on Metroid, I'm the person to ask, because I don't play Metroid for the story or the atmosphere. I play for the gameplay. So in my opinion, like, Metroid Prime is one of the worst games in the series because it's so unfun to play when you're not playing for the atmosphere or the story. It's just extremely sluggish and clunky and just not fun. The future, like the other, like Prime 2 and Prime 3, they're better, but I don't know if I still really like them. Oh yeah, I guess that's a bomb. Or just a random object that it makes explode anyway, because I've made the doors explode. Now, those aren't bombs, those are doors. Yeah, I like Other M because its gameplay is fun. It's kind of like, I don't know if I can say skill-based, but like, you know, if you want to shoot a Metroid, no, shoot a missile, which I guess you would fire at a Metroid, you got to point the Wii remote at the screen, so you've got to wait for a clear moment. I guess that's not a thing people say, but you know, a good opportunity to be able to fire a missile. You can't just fire them willy-nilly. I don't know if the game's balance actually agrees with that. You know, if it's actually like, oh, well, you know, before missiles weren't really that powerful, but now we've made them powerful because they're so much harder to actually utilize, because you need an opportunity to use them. But at least to me, it feels more skill-based. That it's like, well, if you want to use a missile, you gotta wait till you gotta look for an opportunity to use them. And the same with the healing mechanic. It's like, yeah, sure, you can heal indefinitely in boss fights, because you basically just heal when your health is low. But you also need an opportunity to heal, so it's not like you could just instantly get your health back whenever your health is low. You gotta be skillful and try to heal when you actually have an opportunity to heal. Like, are you seriously healing during the Ridley fight? Like, I don't think so. And maybe that fight isn't as hard as I remember it being, because I do remember that fight being hard. But, you know, surely it's at least intense enough to where you don't have opportunities to heal. Because, like, if you're healing during the Ridley fight, you've messed up your Ridley fight. Or the developers have messed up their Ridley fight. You slowly walking away for Count Dooku. Trying to get the droids. Okay. Died after switching, and then Obi-Wan gets choked. Also, the droids are infinite, I guess. So let's focus on Dooku. And there he goes, force jumping. Which is... I was going to demonstrate how you can do it as the player, like I did in the other episode, but I guess not. What? Yeah, there we go. And, you know, to continue my thought about Other M, I'll try to wrap up those thoughts, since this episode is wrapping up. I also like the senses move. Whoops, I'm not supposed to fight you. I like the senses move, because it's like, you know, sure, you can do it by rapidly mashing the D-pad, I think. which is obviously a complaint people have about it, but I think there is a mechanic where if you press if you hold the fire button after doing a dodge, you instantly charge up a full-powered blast, which is really cool. You know, if they refined Other M's mechanics, that game would be so good. It would be incredible. I was gonna say I would love it. Well, I kind of, honestly, I kind of do love Other M. But I would love it even more. You know, I would go around being like, no, dude, seriously, you gotta give this game a try if it were more refined. Oh gosh, it's a chase level. Whoa! And I can't think of any jokes about chase levels to make. Maybe I've already made one. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, that makes it go back. I don't think we need it to go back. Is that just for a mini kit? You know, seeing these characters evolve from a LEGO standpoint is kind of interesting because we just saw Anakin lose a hand and now look at him. He's got a new hand. But it's a black hand. Whoa. Minifigures don't often have this color, you know, have two different colored hands like that. I think that's just to go back. Also, the camera's still shaking, but it's not. There's no need for a camera shake. What are you doing, camera? Go drunk. You're home. And again, continuing the Other M train of thought, there's that mechanic where when an enemy is downed, you can run up to them with a fully charged blast and just obliterate them, or maybe not always obliterate them, but you know, deal a significant amount of damage by just point blank blasting them in the face. Those are so rad. And I think that was honestly one of the things that sold me on the game was, you know, seeing that happen in the commercials. Like, oh man, look at that. You know, Samus from Smash Bros. Is so rad. I want to play this game. And then I got it for Christmas, and then it was, you know, it was too hard for me. I couldn't figure out the puzzles and stuff. And even with a guide, I was like, man, this game's hard. I can't beat it. I did eventually beat it. And then I eventually got better Metroid games, like Metroid Fusion. Which that's definitely a Metroid game you should check out if you haven't already. There I go giving recommendations, even though I don't like recommendations. Like, if you told me, here, go play Metroid Fusion, I'd be like, why? I don't want to play Metroid Fusion. Where did R2 go? Oh, he's back here. Oh, he needs this. Also, apparently this guy needs that too. Excuse me again. I forgot it doesn't show the names when you switch to them, so I don't remember who that is. Is that Palpatine? I think it's Palpatine. I guess we'll see when this level's over. It's a pretty long level. Plenty of time for me to talk about Metroid Other M. But honestly, I think I'm done. I think I said all the things I like about the game. Aside from the other, like, you know, the Metroid-y parts of it. Like, you know, getting power-ups and becoming more powerful. And General Grievous is escaping because I was talking about Metroid. No! I failed you guys. I've failed my viewers. All, however many of them that may be at this time. Probably not a lot. Honestly. I mean, my test videos didn't get that many views, so I can't imagine this is going to get that many either. Unless it's like that thing I said in like the first episode was like, oh, I don't know, maybe, you know, just overnight I just randomly get like billions of subscribers because that's how fame works. And then I made that joke about, oh, or I wouldn't know. I've never had it. I was so stupid, so mad at myself at that joke. When I was editing, it's like, it doesn't sound like what you think it is. You shut up, you idiot. I mean, it kind of does, but like, no one else thinks that. And if they do, they don't find it funny. So this should be the end, because now we're taking control of the ship, and trying to prevent it from crashing. And we're doing a very good job of that. Okay, well, you know, I've never crash landed a ship before, so I guess that wasn't a bad job. Hi, Mace Windu. I think he said come with me. There's Obi-Wan, Episode 3, Anakin, Jedi, Chancellor Palpatine. Okay, so that was Palpatine. The more you know. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode. I guess I'll let this... Or never mind, it's done. Bye.